Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, May 1st. Welcome. I hope y'all have had a great week. It's been a busy week here, but they all are. So I had time to get some stitching done, so I won't complain. And it wouldn't matter if I did. First, I worked on Wyatt's stocking. Of course, this is my 25 a day. That's what I'm doing. 25/7. I think they call it 25 stitches a day for every day. That's what I've committed to. I know I can commit to 25 stitches. Other people commit to 25 minutes, and I knew if I tried to do that, even though I think they kind of work out the same sometimes, no, I knew 25 minutes that I couldn't commit to that. I wouldn't do it. So, but the 25 stitches seems to be working out for me pretty well. I tried to move a little farther back today because the last video I felt like I was just too up in your face. So anyway, here it is. Had some paper over there, maybe that'll work. So there you go. And this time I'm still working on the roof of the house. The progress isn't as dramatic when it's only been a week, but I finished up this part of the eave, and this is some of the snow. I'm pretty sure I'm off on something in the snow, but I figured I will follow the white right here. I'll follow the outside line of that and just fill it in, and it'll be fine because you'll only know because I just told you. And he certainly won't know. So anyway, it's still, we are moving along, and that makes me happy. I worked on my flower tree. I had, I just pulled the needle minder off like there's no back to it, which just fell on the floor somewhere. Jeez. Anyway, here we are. I had more. I was looking because, last time I told you that I had thought I was finished on this side, and I found a little area where I wasn't. Well, the more I looked, the more I kept finding little pieces here and there that hadn't been stitched. So I spent most of my time that I worked on it filling those in. This so you can actually tell how much I've done. You've got to see it from behind. But anyway, we'll see. Now I've got to remember my needle minder's not attached to anything. I can't even believe this. My hair is driving me crazy. Every day this week, it has sprinkled in the morning, rained, maybe just a little bit, just enough so that in the afternoon when it warms up to 85 degrees, it is like a sauna outside. And my hair, last night, by the time I went to bed, I look like Rosanna Dana. My hair was like this wide. It is nuts. It's nuts, I'm telling you. I can't. Anyway, I worked on, this says Christmas Casuals in waist canvas. I'm not doing it in waist canvas, but I'm doing Santa and Mrs. Claus. And here we are. This time around, I put in all of this red up here. I think this red was already there. So I did all of that. There's still some more red that fills in around here. Mostly it's Santa's coat there and a little bit of, no, it's all his coat, isn't it? So there's still a darker red. That's like 3 shades of red, I think. It's certainly not 50 Shades of Gray. That's what I'm saying. You know, last time I showed y'all the washcloths that I crocheted. I had carried them into the house and I set them on the corner of the sink in the bathroom on the counter because I was like, well, I need to wash these, blah, blah, blah. I was washing my face and I had forgotten to get another one out, so I just reached over and grabbed one of those and used it. Y'all, the red ran everywhere. It made my face pink. I mean, I had red. It was ridiculous. How do those things, how do I always manage? Always I manage to do stuff like that. Anyway, they have to be washed first. I really didn't think anybody still made. It's a cotton yarn. I can't believe that. And I think it's a Red Heart. Is that right? Red Heart yarn. I can't believe that anybody makes a yarn that's not like a hand dye, a specialty fiber of any kind anymore that still bleeds. I'm glad I didn't make something special with it. I would have been mad. I worked on these little farm scene. I guess it is. I was going to say these little cottages, but they're really not. This time I filled in the blue here and part of it here. I did the outline here on the house. I think I slept in this day and didn't have a lot of extra time. I say sleeping in. My only sleeping in is if I didn't hear the alarm. I know one day this week Dax had to like shove me to turn the alarm off, so this may have been that day. Anyway, these windows are charted in gray, and I can't decide if I want to do that. I mean, obviously I like the pattern, so they were in gray, or if I want to do it in, like, find like a really pale yellow so that it just kind of looks like light or something. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. I worked on this one. Yesterday. And if we had not gone to the car show, I think I could have finished it. I'm getting close. I mean, there's still a lot of stitching to be done because all of the roof has to be done and the snow on top of it and stuff. But I would have had several more hours yesterday if we hadn't done that. This time I finished all the green in this tree. It's still got some snow that goes in it. And both trees have a star that goes on top. And I did all the green and some of the red in the wreath. I did some more in the house and did this window and worked on the roof up here. That's why I say I think I could have finished it if we'd stayed home. But eventually, right? Eventually. Progress is progress, and I'm not going to complain. And lastly, I worked on my Brooks books, Animal Advent. And these are I calculated, and through the end of the year, if I do 1.5 each month, I should be able to finish it this year. And so in April, I did this, and I needed to get half of this done. But as you can see, I'm almost completely done. There's a little bit of back stitching left. It needs to say cookies right here, some back stitching around his shirt and his hat, and then this one will be done. So I feel like I'm a little bit ahead, but I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to get lazy, because it would be awesome to be able to actually get this one done. Let's see what else. I started crocheting another washcloth because I have this yellow yarn that's cotton. Oh, it goes like this. That's just sitting around. I'm way into it, as you can see. But I'm trying to use up things where I don't have enough to actually do some for real project, but I have enough to get a washcloth made. So, oh, the car show. So Dax entered the Mistress yesterday. It is the first car show we have done several times. On the first Sunday of every month, one of the coffee shops up here, they do cars and coffee, and you just come and bring your old car and hopefully buy their coffee. That's what they're banking on, but we've been to do that before, but we've never actually entered a car show where you have to pay a fee and do all of that. But we did that yesterday. He kept trying to talk himself out of doing it, but I kind of pushed the issue. You should do something different. You should do something that you would enjoy, and it doesn't make any difference what the outcome is, right? You've got a beautiful car. We both love it, so what difference does it make? But he came in first place in his class. He got a little car trophy. One of the guys in the car club that sponsors us, I think they call it, 12 Kings Car Club. I don't even know what that means, but it's just a little local. They also do the coffee and cars. Cars and coffee, whichever way, I don't know. Anyway, one of the guys that's part of that club did all of these. They had 18 or 20 divisions, and he did a first and second place trophy for each division. He cut out these cars that are on top of it and wood burned the detail into them. So that's 36 or 40 of these that he made. That's crazy. I mean, they've got felt on the bottom so it doesn't scratch anything up. I'm impressed by that. Anyway, Dax is thrilled. He said he's not going to enter another one because he can go out on a high note and he can say that he got first place in every car show he ever entered. And so I won't let him stick with that because he enjoyed it. There's no pressure. We're not trying to win car shows for a living. It's just fun, and it forces him to get the car out and drive it because he doesn't do that enough. What else? I have been busy getting the jars painted, frosted. I think I have 3 jars left to do and 3 of these little milk bottles. The milk bottles are for the little placards that say what kind of cobblers there are on the dessert table, which I've got to make those too. But you can't make those until the last minute. And because I had nothing else to do and I should have been busy getting all of the wedding stuff done, I made a fall wreath. Because of course, right? Actually, I was trying to clean up a little bit and get things out of my way so I could do stuff. And these fall flowers kept being in my way because I'd gotten them to do this last fall. One of the storage units that I bought last year had a ton of these wooden wheels because he had been making these wagons, planter things. I've got one, it's broken, and I want Dax to put the front wheels back on it, but I got a bunch of the wheels that he had cut out. And so I thought, well, this would make cute little wreaths. I guess I can do it like this or like this, either one, whatever. Would be cute. I should get me a little black crow or so one to put in there. Anyway, I did that because the flowers were in my way. That's a good excuse, right? Let's see. I meant to show you this year's Ort jar because as many of these liquor bottles as we're going through, I really need to find another use for them. This one, Corsair, triple smoke, very good. I like this one a lot. It's a smoked whiskey. There are a lot of scotches from the Isle of Islay in Scotland. I think that's right. Islay. I think it's Islay. A certain kind of peat grows there that they use to smoke the scotches that they make. We are trying to work our way through those. They have a different, each one has a different flavor because they use a different amount of smoke in them. One of them, Lefroy. Lefroy, if you open it, you can smell the smoke in the whole house. It is a very strong one. It is a sipping scotch. You don't want to like shoot it. It's too strong. But this one is not scotch. It's just a whiskey. It is, they do small batches. They number the bottles. But it's got a smoky flavor, but not overwhelming. I love it. But I decided to use it as my Ort jar because here on the side, you probably can't see that. I don't know. It has how much is left in the bottle. 25%, 50%, 75%. So I figured that can tell me how far I'm going with my thread this year. You know, it needs to be packed down a little bit, but I think I'm at the end. I ended March at about 25%, so I think I'm on schedule. I should have that many orts, right? 1/4 of the way through the year. Anyway, if you want to try it, I highly recommend it. But like I said, smoky flavor. It's going to be a very earthy flavor. I watched some whiskey videos with, I watched a video with these guys who have a whole channel about whiskey tasting, and they were they both seemed surprised that it had an earthy flavor. Like, did you not see the smoked part of it? But anyway, what do I know? I am not a whiskey expert. What else? I don't know what else much has been going on. I've got to get bridesmaids' dresses hemmed. I'm hoping to get that done later tonight. Dax and I are going to go have a coffee and just kind of sit and chill for a little bit at the coffee shop downtown. The line was too long. We did not have coffee this morning. They have about, I don't know, 100 cars probably that show up. They've had up to 200 cars that show up at this Cars and Coffee. And they had like 2 or 3 people working in the coffee shop. It's kind of like, you're part of sponsoring this. Shouldn't you be prepared? I don't know. Let's see. I ended April with a balance of $15.85 positive. With all of the stuff I bought in April, I am very proud of myself. And today starts Stitch Mania. I'm going to do Stitch Mania. I know there isn't a Facebook group, Stitch Mania, anymore, but I have not been a member of that group in years. So if I've still been doing Stitch Mania and not being in the group, then I'm just going to keep doing Stitch Mania. This year, I have 8 new starts because I'm going to do 22 days. So that means the one for 22, and then that means I finished 7 things last year that were actually Mania stuff, or maybe this year, I don't know. But I finished 7 of them, so I'll have 8 new starts during Stitch Mania, and they do fall so that I will still, with my Mania, have a new start every week. It just won't be on Sundays, like I've been trying to do my new starts on Sunday. What else? Oh, sorry. I didn't tell y'all, because I didn't think about it. Last week when I was talking about that, Kirsten and I went to the garage sale. I got this hoop, and I know, who cares? It's a wooden hoop, but it's one it's not Like, this one is an older hoop. I know it is. I don't think it's ever been used, but it's thick wood. It doesn't bend. It's heavy and it's thick and it's nice. And I used to have one just like this that was my favorite hoop. This same size. I used it all the time. It was the one I wanted on everything. And the outer ring broke right here. Mine was a much different color from all of the use and wear in hand oils. It was all much darker. But she had it for 50 cents or a quarter. I don't know. She threw it in because I bought all this other stuff. So it's the stupid little things that make you happy. That's part of adulting, right? When it's the ridiculous things that make you happy. Speaking of the garage sale and the auction, well, we weren't speaking of the auction stuff. Speaking of the garage sale, Shelly had asked me what else I bought. I bought an iron. I can't read it. Rowenta? I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I think that's what it said. That I looked at those online. They're crazy expensive. The iron I use is a Black & Decker, so I really don't, I probably paid $10 for it at Target. So I really don't know anything about this, but this is supposed to be a really good iron. We'll try it out. And if I don't like it, then I'll just sell it. Which, really, that's what I'm buying auctions for, is I resell stuff I buy and resell. I have an eBay store that's got all kinds of stuff in it, but I also have an Etsy store that's just vintage stuff. And I suck at self-promotion, but mostly that's what I like to go buy is vintage stuff, and I buy and resell it. One of the things that was in the auction I just bought, and I haven't decided if I'm going to sell it or not. It's this little Trinket Box. But look, when you open it, it has little trinkets in it already. This little tiny spool of thread. And these little tiny scissors. I mean, seriously, how cute is that? Almost dropped them. And I want to keep it, but what am I going to do with it? I guess just set it on the shelf. What is anyone else going to do with it? Actually, I bought several little boxes. I bought this one. They're all Trinket boxes. These are all porcelain. Look at that. Would be cute in here too, right? Like a little sewing room and a box to go with it. It could go next to the sewing machine like a little dress form. Like I'm talking myself out of getting rid of them. I got this one. This one's a fancy one. This one is actually worth a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know how much I paid for it. I don't remember because I bought so much stuff. But this one is actually French, and it's got all the fancy name on the back of it. But I'm in these auctions looking because I'm looking for stuff to resell. But I find stuff that I want. So, I hope that answers your question, Shelly. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, if there's anything you're interested in, I will link the two things, the Etsy store. I'll put them down in the description if you want to look. But if you're not into vintage stuff, then it really probably wouldn't matter, right? Okay, I'm just rambling now. I should go get coffee with Dax and then come home and cook dinner because it's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I think. I don't even know for sure. Anyway, thank you all for your comments. I know I've got some to get back to, but I really tried to be better this time. I will not be back next week. I'm almost certain of that. I've got too much going on. I will try next time I do a video to put some of the wedding stuff in. We know I'm not great with that. And I think Addison has bought a sign. She was looking for one anyway, to ask people not to use their cell phones during the wedding because it's distracting for other people. And there's a videographer there to handle that. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. I will, next time I will include what I can figure out. Anyway, thank you all for your comments. Thank you for your likes, for subscribing. If you haven't yet and you want to know more about the crazy in my world, do it. We'll be back. I booked for us to go off to the cabin that has no internet and all of that for I think we leave on the 16th of May. And I'm looking forward to that more than you can know. I will be trying to remember to put my Stitch Mania before and after stuff on Instagram. So, anyway, there you go. That's enough rambling. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you here next time. Bye.